Government rascality. And that is a major issue. That's one that can actually collapse your economy overnight before you know it. And I like to read this verbatim, if you do not mind, from this gentleman called Belot Breck. It says, the worst illiterate is the political illiterate. He hears nothing, sees nothing, takes no part in political life. He doesn't seem to know that the cost of living, the price of beans, of flour, bread, of rent, housing, of medicines, his health, all depend on political decisions. He even prides himself on his political ignorance, sticks out his chest and says he hates politics. He doesn't know, the imbecile, that from his political non-participation comes the prostitute, the abandoned child, the robber, the armed robber, and worst of all, corrupt officials, the lackeys of exploitative multinational corporations are the ones governing him. And a lot of us, and I've had us at various board meetings, I abhor politics. I cannot take part in politics. It's beneath me. Yet, who are the people governing us? A lot of them are illiterate. They are taught. Armed robbers, people that made their wealth out of your sweat, out of the future of the up-and-coming generation. They've mortgaged their lives. We're lucky that our debt to GDP ratio is pretty low for now. But the debt is climbing, is rising by the day. And I wonder how this country is still surviving, despite all the trillions of dollars that have been either wasted or stolen. And stupidly by these guys taken to Europe, to Middle East, to America, as if those people are poor. For every cover you take out there, you're creating jobs there and denying your own people. And those are the people you are electing because you say you do not like politics. The worst part of it is we do not even partake in voting. But it can make the difference between life and death to your companies. And such was what happened to Chams PLC just before Chief Osuke left the board. When we elect thieves, people that do not know, we think we are safe in our corporate worlds. We think we have agreements. Yes, you do have agreements, but are you ready to cross the line? If you are not ready to cross that line, then you can't afford to elect thieves. Do you want to be another Chams that got into the grips of armed robbers that call themselves governments? If we're not going to be, then the board must take a conscious effort. How do we get good governments? And what happens in other climes is that, yes, you may be apolitical, but you have what they call lobbyists. How do we strategically get lobbying powers, lobbying companies to lobby for policies on our behalf, to come up with policies, even constitutional amendments that corporate bodies can move? Our constitution does provide for that, because you're not going to pay bribes. And you know these thieves, they want money. Let's face facts. You can't be elected. I mean, people say they buy delegates. Some people say they buy candidates. For you to get to that office, you go to get there. But we do know of a particular company that does lobby the government, and they perfected the art of lobbying the government. How do you start corporately lobbying in order not to cross the red line of bribery and corruption? How do we survive? Chams almost died. We actually went technically bankrupt. We were technically bankrupt, those of you that have followed us on the stock exchange, because we refused to bribe. Politics is too important to be left to politicians. We must, as corporate bodies, as boards, come, and this institute, you owe it a moral duty to the up and coming companies, the younger ones, the pastors, the flutterwave. They started having those issues. You owe it that moral obligation and leadership to them. Towards saying that, look, how did they survive in US, in other climes that you are familiar with? And that corporate culture of instituting lobbying organizations, mostly lawyers, must come up. You pay them to come up with policies, constitutional amendments, and things like that.